Good evening. Welcome back to West Ham Network, and good morning to you, sir. Morning, Kieran. How are you, mate?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Right, well, we better put out a disclaimer right now, okay? World War III hasn't started, and that is not an early warning sign, right? That's Kieran's neighbourhood dive bombing bird, right? And you will hear plenty of it. You either don't like my voice or don't like Kieran's. One of us.
He's a fucker, mate. He always turns up when I sit out here and he starts going off.
Yeah.
And he's got good camouflage, so I can't even see him. But,
yeah. He's probably in the tree somewhere. He's probably got a little tiny pair of binoculars. He keeps his eye on you.
He's getting it.
Sit down with a cup of coffee. Yeah, you got to get a cap gun. Scare the little bugger away.
He loves it, mate. It's got a cracking sound on it.
Yeah. It is quite piercing, isn't it? You know.
It is, I know. You think that dive bombers coming all around you?
I know. Great. Right, let's have a little looky, see who's in the chat already. We got Trudge, Scar-free Moyes.
Hey, Trudge.
I suppose he is. This week he ain't got any more new scars anyway. And has his eyebrow, and he has eyebrows, Trudge. Taha, good evening to you, sir. Steve Cox, good evening to you, sir.
Steve.
And Mark Pendleton, good evening, Budgie. Good day, Kieran.
Good day, Mark. How are you, mate?
Good evening, mate. Evening, Taha. Maltese. Hello, mate. Thank you for joining us again. Got my air gun ready. Oh, yeah, well, unless you're in his neighbourhood, I don't think it's going to do much good.
I know. But they're even illegal air guns. You need a gun license just for one of them. Can't even have an air gun.
Flipping hell. Wow. That's because it's full of ex-convicts, isn't it?
Yeah, no, trust them, mate.
Can't have you lot running around with shooters. Fuck, that'd be murder. It'd be like Chopper all over again, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? We got Lawrence in the house. Good evening from Lexington, Kentucky.
Hey, Lawrence.
G'day, Lawrence. How are you, sir? Serif. How are you? Look, he's getting dive bombed again. Look. Evening, guys. Hope you're both well. Thank you, Serif. We are very happy hammers, as you are. Alan Dunn. Morning, boys. Bloody birds.
I know, mate.
He's probably got all dive bombing him and all, poor sod, because he ain't that far, is he, really?
I came out last night, mate, and that same tree was full of bats. There was about 30 bats up there flying around the tree, and in it, the noises they were making. Crack me. They like that tree, mate.
What kind of bats do you have out there? Like, I mean, how big are they?
All sorts, but the fox ones, most of them are all fruit bats, mostly.
Yeah.
Well, fox bats or whatever they call them. Yeah. But you see a lot of them.
What sort of size would you say they are? Wingspan across?
I'd say only about 2 feet.
All right. They're quite big then. Not
between 1.5 and 2 feet. Some of them, quite big.
Yeah, I mean, the indigenous bats here, I mean, I get quite a lot of them around me because I live right next to a part of the Ashdown Forest. And there's a lot of bats around here, and their bodies are about the size of a normal mouse. And their wings are about 5 or 6 inches each. So across, they're about 13 inches. You know, 13.
We get a lot. We've got them here. There's all sorts of different types of bats here. Goes up fruit bats, and most of them are fruit bats. But I tell you, one of the most you've mentioned. Well, I've mentioned the bats.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing sights I've ever seen here. I was working out west, about 4 hours west of Rockhampton, and we're out there, and I was staying in this pub. I had dongers out the back where you stay, and I used to sit on the veranda, have dinner there, you know, and looking out over the road in front of you and the landscape. And all of a sudden, and I've never seen it before, but it was just as the sun was going down, there was a bat migration. And the owner there was telling me what happens is they'll stay in an area for, maybe months. And then when the food supply is starting to get low, they'll move. And he said, this is what's happening now. And I've never seen anything like it. There must have been 1 million bats in front of me. Just as the sun's going down and going across the sky, the whole sky was blacked out for about an hour. Just non-stop bats going west, heading to somewhere else. And where I worked was another hour west of where that pub was. And when I got to that town the next morning, they had set up in this town. They were on every tree all over the little town. There were millions of them. It was some sight to see, honestly. Mental. But anyway,
a Batman or something. Batman.
It was. It was surreal, mate. It really was. Such a sight.
Mark's asking, any shark attack roundup?
Yeah, nothing this week, Mark. All the surfers are still safe. Yeah, they got away with one. No one missing.
2 arms and 2 legs. And Ozzy says only 2 feet.
Tries to size of the bat. I know, it sounds, they're big enough. The big ones.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, only 2 feet. I mean, the most we get is just over a foot. And I mean, most of them are probably about 10 inches across from wingtip to wingtip. You might get a big male or something that's about 13, but not very often. We get them down here, they crash into the trees and scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, do, mate. Oh, mate, and when you get bat shit on your car, Jesus Christ, I don't know what it is, man, but
it's got acid in it. It burns.
Yeah, really acidic, because most of them fruit bats, they get all the acid from the fruit. Get it off your car is a nightmare.
Yeah, I know, mate, I know. That's why I cover my
mouth.
Irish Tommy, good evening to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Moyes is a fruit bat, apparently. Karen Brady was calling them home, apparently, all the bats. Maltese is saying hi. It happens in Tamworth every year, Kieran, for a good half hour at night, and then they come back in the morning for a couple of months a year.
Right. So down in Tamworth.
Tamworth, yeah.
Yeah. Tamworth is the country town festival of Australia. They have a country singing festival there every year. It's mobbed. I mean, it's a massive attraction. A big week for them down there.
Yeah. Good evening to Gary J. Thank you for joining us as well, sir.
Hey, Gary.
Nice of you. And Wasim as well. I did see your name.
Hey, Wasim.
Thank you, Wasim, for joining us. Thank you for saying hi to us individually as well. I did notice that.
He put on a couple of comments there, Wasim. Good to hear from him.
That could explain some improvement. Any truth, do we think? Okay, Si, thank you for joining us, and thank you for a brilliant question. And we will keep that question there for a minute. I have been of the understanding, I watched a video that Gonzo put out, was this morning, I believe, could have been yesterday morning, but it was post match, and apparently there was a big meeting between players, the management, the board, media, and apparently there were some fan representatives at this meeting. And David Moyes was fully on board with it, apparently, although his body language would suggest differently. The way he walked down the tunnel after the game, etc. But it doesn't matter who, how, when, and where. The fact is that it was a bloody performance that even if we'd lost 5-4, we would still have walked away from that game happier than we had done in a long time. Would you agree with that, Kieran?
Oh, mate, it was an absolute breath of fresh air. I got up. I wasn't even bother watching it live. It was on at 6 in the morning here. So, but then at 5 o'clock come in the morning, I started to wake up and I went, I've got to watch it. So I got up about 5:20 and watched the build up. And then that first 10 minutes, I I went and kicked Kieran James in the guts, got him out of bed as well. So we're both sitting there. We could not believe what we're watching that first 10 minutes, you know. What's a fucking start, mate? We could have been 3-0 in 10 minutes. I was going, wow, there's a change here. We're on the front foot. James Ward-Prowse was further up the pitch. We were going at him. Sue Fowl was bombing up the wing. Emerson's getting involved now with Piquet. Oh, my word. Yes, please. Lovely. Keep it going, boys. And
it's almost like watching, it's almost like watching the love child of an Arsenal team and the Man City team currently, and it. Do you know what I mean? The way we played, it was really good football. Yes, there were some individual mistakes, but there were other players covering, and there was always cover. And okay, one of the 2 goals I think was avoidable. The other one was definitely not. The Weiser goal, I think, was avoidable. I think we could have cut him off earlier than we did, but than we tried to. But hey, you know, it was still a 4-2 win. I'm bloody happy with that.
Yeah. Look, you can find a fault in every goal, if you want to. You know, ain't as simple as that. We could have done better for both, but we didn't.
Yeah, we could have done. There's a ticker going across the bottom of the screen there. Get your votes in for Player of the Week.
I know mine is.
It's a new thing that we're going to do. I know mine is as well, mate. I've already decided who the winner is because I know that he's going to be the winner.
Look, I know mine won't be the winner, but if you really watch that game in a footballing sense, there's only one player there that should have been man of the match, and it weren't fucking Bowen. Even though I'm delighted by it, everyone who gets a hat trick's got to be man of the match. I reckon. But I thought our best player of the day was someone else. That's all. And I think it's being underrated, his performance. I thought he was superb.
Well, you can voice who it is, mate. Everybody in the chat.
It is my man, Thomas Souček. I thought he was fantastic. Wow. And if you go back and watch that game, you see how much his passing was.
How frustrated he was when he didn't get that goal and he kicked the post.
Yeah, he was up for it.
That showed he had fucking desire in his heart, didn't it?
And it makes you wonder, Budge, when we play more on the front foot, it suits him as well. You know, maybe the sitting back doesn't suit him but his passing was on point. He was involved at the pre-assist stage of them. Two of them goals was Souček. You know, really was. He was involved, mate. He was the chesty ball he put down to the wing for a kudos. He was superb, mate, and his tackling. I really, really rated him. He really had a great game. You know, we knock him enough when he's poor. And I just think he deserved plaudits for that game. He was superb for us. Really was.
Yeah.
G'day, Sean.
In the house. All right, Sean, how are you, mate? Toha, has your wife recovered now? Oh, sorry, that's a question in the chat. James Bong, good evening to you, sir, Mr. B.
Jamesy.
Evening, chaps. When we lose, it's definitely Moyes' fault. But when we win, it's definitely down to the players. James, age 10.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think it's nonsense. It's not Moyes. It is Moyes, right? And I think the reasons we played like this because you know, I mean, he's under a lot of pressure. He had to change something.
And to be
whether that's the meeting with the players, you know, voicing their opinions. I hope so. Yeah. I hope so. The players get to have a say in it, and I hope Nolan has a say in it. That should be every day. Every day at training, this should be happening.
It should be happening,
and whether it's a different approach.
And I think if it's correct that there was some fan representation now,
I don't believe that for a minute.
That could quite easily have been Mark Noble, to be fair.
Well,
you know,
hardly a fan though. He's employed.
It could have been.
He's employed.
Anyway, I think maybe that whoever was there had probably come up with the phrase to the effect of, we've got some very talented, very, you know, fluid players, and we're not letting them play their game.
Well, the big as well. Look, I thought we was going to lose this game 2-0, Budge, right? Until I saw the lineup, until I knew, I didn't realise when I said that Paquetá was going to play. As soon as he said he was playing, I thought we'd win 2-1, right? So I changed my mind when I saw the team sheet. And he was the catalyst, and he was the difference. But I do believe, not just him, I do believe we were on the front foot. We were attacking them, and maybe Moyes is
like you said, Thomas Souček, he had his heart set on a win yesterday on Monday night.
The other 5 times we played them, but Moyes' tactics didn't work because Frank had his number. So he had to. I think it makes sense to change it to confuse the other manager.
Yeah,
catch him out.
Yeah.
And we did.
You know, I've watched the West Ham release the highlights of the game, like the behind the scenes highlights with no commentary or anything. It's just literally what the camera picks up.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and you could see the passion in Vladimir Sufal when he walked back out after the game. He was like, yes, you know, and like Emerson's goal. I mean, flipping hell, what a technique that was!
What a banger!
What I saw then, I thought to myself, mate, if he gets on the ball like that more often, brings himself a little bit more central every now and again. Gosh.
I mean, the next 100 shots he had probably go over the bar goes back. Man, he caught that one, didn't he? What a banger! That was a cherry on the top of the cake, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Gary says, "What a performance that was! I just want us to always
Gary.
No more of this playing scared shit." Yeah, absolutely, son.
Absolute joy to watch, man.
But we are fragile, says
George.
I
reckon that first goal. If you go back and watch how that happened, I think Alvarez nicked the ball off him, and then Souček gave it. Paquetá gives it to Ward-Prowse, he gives it to Emerson to. But that is for me the goal of the season for me. The football involved in that, the team goal was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that magpie there agrees with me. It's fucking cannot be six. Righto, Maggie. Righto, Sam. We got you.
Yeah, right. Thanks for that input. Alan says that game should shut up the arsehole pundits that are saying that playing attractive football will cost us. Agreed.
And lose,
That was the best game we have played this year. Agreed again. It's very, very much up there with the other 2 really good games we've played this season. One of them being Chelsea at home, the other one being Brighton away. In my opinion, they are the 3 standout games of this season. Yep, see? Little whistle there from the birdie.
Yeah, I know. He's sitting on my balcony.
But when the shackle... Yeah, it goes to show we have a talented team when the shackles are taken off. We know the capabilities of every one of our players. We've seen it, but we don't get to see it often enough because of the tactics. And I think this week's tactics were bang on for the players that he fielded. And you know what? I actually agreed with every substitution he made, and when he made them, I actually agreed with them.
I didn't. I didn't. I think the 4-1. I think we should have taken Paquetá off. Took Paquetá off earlier, and I think even Moyes admitting that in his post conference. He said, Paquetá, when he took him off, I should have probably took him off 5 minutes earlier. I think I was right. As soon as we went to 4-1, I think rest him, get him off. Give him a break now. He's done his job.
Yeah, you were right. And then
that's about all. He got it right.
I know Johnson was already playing, wasn't he? Johnson played, didn't he?
He came on near the end.
He did come on. Yeah.
We still made it a bit nervy, didn't we? When they went to 4-2, and then they had a couple of pressing. They were trying it.
Yeah.
But that's still the damage had been done. We've got the win. That was a good bloody win, mate. Enjoyable. It was just such a relief after the last few games, man, to see that. Yeah. It really was.
Fair question, Mark. Is it unfair to say Brentford were poor and we're getting carried away even though the style was better? I think that maybe Brentford were probably at 80% at best. But 80% Brentford is still a team you can't take your foot off the gas
No,
with.
because at the end of the day, I don't think they were that good, Budge, but they scored 2 goals.
Yeah, and then you got to look at that Ivan Toney. He can create a goal just by dropping a shoulder and getting himself into a bit of space, mate. That's it. That's your lot. You're done. But then, see, Jared Bowen was that player on Monday. I thought he played an exceptional game.
Oh, he was fantastic.
I really did.
He's fantastic. I really do.
Happy Amoret. Oh my God, I'm late. She says, "Yep, but only by 20 minutes, sweetheart. So don't worry about that." Nice of you to be here, and that was about 8 minutes ago. You posted.
And did you see the difference even in Emerson Gazer? I think he's been, fairly poor in the last few games without Paquetá, and the difference it brought to his game having him on the pitch.
You got to remember they played with each other at Lyon as well.
Regardless, wherever it did, but it just makes a difference to him. And I thought JWP was good. His link-up play was good. His passing
I
was
think
good.
it was probably one of his better performances this year. Not necessarily this season, but this year, most certainly. Sean
Alvarez
says,
was Alvarez.
Golden Banks versus Pele. Yeah, mate.
He made one good save. Yeah, 2 good saves in him, didn't he?
Yeah, mate. But he makes good saves every week. And it's more the fact. I think it's more fact we can't keep clean sheets.
Yeah.
Any centre-back partnership, so we need.
There's a point in that, George, and I always say that. It's something I always say. You can't expect to score 3 goals a week to win a game. You've got to cut them 2 goals out, really, or at least one of them, because it doesn't work. You can't every week get it right, but and score that many goals. So it is important that we tighten up the back. And Zuma is a worry. He is a worry. He just doesn't look himself anymore, does he?
Nah. So a few people have put in the chat who they're voting for. I've starred them, so we'll come back to them in a few minutes. Good shout, Kieran, says Gary. Socek's chesty ball came off.
No, sure, it was magnificent. Magnificent chesty thing. None of that.
Trojas Bowen, captain material. Not in the position he plays, sorry. If he was a central midfielder, for example, yeah, maybe, but he performed brilliantly in the post-match interview. I thought he was absolutely quality in that. Bit of humour, bit of information, bit of pre-scripted answering, but he was Jared Bowen. He jazzed it up, as he would say, and I thought he was good. I thought it was really good. Maybe a club spokesman after a game, but not necessarily a captain. I don't think, not in his position. Good shout though. Good shout.
Really, when you've got a really good team playing well, it shouldn't matter who's got the armband. There should be 3 or 4 captains out on that pitch.
Should be one in every line of the team.
There should be at least 4. In a team. When you're playing good teams, that's what you get. You get everyone leading. And whoever gets the armband should be immaterial. He's just tossing a coin, mate.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So before I lose track of where they all are, I'm just going to put a few of the names up that people have voted for Player of the Week. So Alvarez, Alan Dunn says.
He was good,
mate. He had a cracking game. Steve Cox says Bowen. Sorry, Kieran.
I know. But I went and watched the game back and just watched because I knew Souček had a good game, and I watched it back again, and wow, it was really impressive on a footballing side.
Yeah. Helen, thank you for joining us, but please be a little bit more specific than that, please. Thank you very much. I'm starring. I don't know what's going on now.
Do you think it's okay, boy? No.
Is that what he's saying? Hammers Mikey, evening lads, back to reality at Everton. Hearing Bowen fired the players up made me happy thought. Something Moyes could and will never do. That pricked face and nature would turn milk sour. Yeah, well, okay,
No,
right. Well,
I don't agree with that. I'm not going to knock.
I'm not going to
I've
get
got so
into the
many.
Moyes in out debate, and I really
Harry
don't.
Markey. I've got so many
I really
sticks to
don't
pick
think
Moyes
that's
with.
something we want to concentrate.
So, on this occasion, I'm going to give him credit because I ain't going to put it all down to Nolan or someone else
No, of
or
course not.
Bowen. I'm glad
but
Bowen stepped up and had a chat with the team. Tried to gear him up. That's what they should be doing. All the players there. Yeah. Come on, they're the guys that are playing badly.
In fairness, that's in response to the title of the show, which is Moyes Masterclass or Player Power. Now, fair play. I mean, that's a fair comment. But I personally believe that there was this meeting, and I do believe that there were people outside of the norm in the meeting. You know, not just the players and the management. I do believe that somebody from the board was there. And I do also believe that maybe Tim was there, Tim Steidten. And I also believe that there was some fan representation there. I mean, that's good information. It's come from a good source, according to Gonzo. So,
I don't believe
it's take it how you want to, but I think
I just don't believe in a professional setup. You need anyone from the fan base to come in and tell you how to do your job. If you do,
it's not about telling them how to do their job. It's telling them about what the fans are creating unrest about. Because there is unrest in the
if Moyes doesn't know by now what the fans are pissed off about, he's fucking deaf. Because we all know what it is, and it's what we did against Brentford. It's to attack. It's to be on the front foot more, not sit back. And then he's got to produce it against Everton now. And Everton are a tougher nut to crack at the back. I think that Brentford and Tarkowski have been good for him this year. Really solid. So we'll see how we go against them. But it's given me hope that we can go there and beat them. That's what it has done. Where before I didn't have any.
Yeah. That's a good point, Lawrence. Thank you. Paqueta is like a point guard in basketball. Not that I would know where that is or what that is, but I'll take your word for it. He was setting up plays, better passing from the team, and much more clinical. Great players make other players around them better.
Definitely. And I think that's without him being the man of the match, Paqueta, but he made players around him play better. He definitely does that. I do believe Payet used to do that with Lanzini and Noble.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what I was about to say.
He did. Even when he wasn't at his best, they played better around him because anything can happen with him.
They had a really good friendship between them as well, didn't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is very similar to the Emerson and Paqueta relationship. Very similar results. One very stylish, classy forward player, and one further back. Well, not that much further back, but you know what I mean. Behind him, it was good the way they used to work, and I loved it. Brilliant. Which is why I always liked Lanzini, because he always brought that to a game when he was on the pitch. Not 20% of the time at least. Hammer's Mike, he says Emerson for Hammer of the Year.
He's up there.
I would agree with it, mate. I'm sorry, I've been saying it for most of this season already. Vlad will always be one of my favourites, says Gary.
Good, Gary. I'm glad to hear that, Gary, because he is one of mine too. And I'll tell you why. He's not always. We know he's not the best right back in the world, and he's not the best crosser of the ball. But when you see that second goal, he broke his neck for about 70 metres to get to that ball that Kudos laid in from, and he picked out Bowen perfectly with the ball across. He really busted his ass to get there. That was superb stuff from him, man.
Oh, it was really brilliant. Yeah. Mark Pendleton, he said just a minute ago that Zuma is like Ledley King, only he's crap.
Yeah.
Mad Vlad thought he was great, to be honest. The only weak link we had was Zuma, unfortunately. That's quite a common comment, to
Yeah.
be fair, this
I don't
week.
think he was terrible, but he weren't
He
great.
didn't,
And
he
some of
didn't
his
have a
clearances were poor.
he didn't have a bad game, to be perfectly honest.
Not
He
terrible,
just
mate.
isn't.
But
He's just not dynamic and he's not mobile enough.
I just think sometimes when the ball comes to him, it's me in my head. I'm going, I shit myself every time.
Please don't kick it with that leg at least. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Don't
it just doesn't look right, does it? He looks like he's sliding around on ice, and it's just.
Then did you see that bloody block he made? He jumped up and it looked like he was almost doing flipping splits in the air. He had his foot that he was defending with at the ball at the front, and his other leg was right at the back. And I was thinking, fuck me, don't do that. Do you know what I mean?
He's doing the Bambi splits, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know, yeah. It was like when Paqueta scored that goal in his first season against Newcastle, and he did that flippy floppy back flippy fucking thing. I was thinking, don't do that, because if you fall on your head and break your neck, we're fucked. Because I really like you. You know what I mean? Soufal a whole lot better when he's in that right wing.
Absolutely, he is, mate. I'll tell you, I've always said it, mate, and I'll stand by what I've said. We are a much more attacking team when Soufal's on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I've never wanted Johnson there, because he's not. But Soufal, mate, breaks his ass. We know he's not the best, but my God, he makes it happen. And he does a lot, man. He does a lot in the game. So I always give him credit, man.
Right. Buggy, Kieran and the Magpie. What is your view on Liverpool playing kindergarten age players winning in cup games? Scored all 3 goals tonight.
Did they, Brendan? I haven't seen any of the results tonight or whatever. But none of you said that, Brendan. I will mention that I couldn't watch the full game of the Carabao Cup final here, but I saw extended highlights. And, Matt, what an enjoyable game that was. It really was an exciting, drama-filled game. For a 0-0 at 90 minutes, that was bloody good to watch. And kids he's got on, man. Fuck me. Wow. Well done, boys. Well done.
I know, yeah.
All them kids, right? Already, at 17 and 19, whoever they are, have already won more trophies than Harry Kane. Brilliant. But I just thought it was a great advert, right? A great advert for the Carabao Cup. I hate it when, people put down our FA Cup and as if it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and it did matter to them fans at Wembley. Liverpool fans and Chelsea. It mattered. It mattered to them players on the pitch. It really did. I thought it was a great advert for that competition, to be honest. And they've well done. All round, well done, Chelsea and Liverpool. It was a good game.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
That's the last time you see me praising them two fuckers.
I was in another pub up the road from where I live, not the one that I normally go into. This one's called the Downsman, and they do a lovely bit of food in there. And they do like really good Indian menu. And I love their lamb sarg. It's so good. And we were watching it, a few beers, bit of curry, some nibbles with the curry, some poppadoms and all that nonsense. Me and my brother, who's a Chelsea fan, obviously, and my mate Mark, who's a Brighton fan, and his brother, Jason, who's also a Chelsea fan. So, yeah, we was all sat there and
really fucking chart. They could have had really 3 or 4 keys, hitting the post.
Yeah.
It could have gone either way, that game. It was on a knife edge, mate. 2 seconds, man.
Yeah, okay, mate. Right, where we at then? Where we at? James Bond, you not took your meds again. I'll take it. Is he going off his head, is he? Oh, g'day, Hellsbell. Oh, gosh. I must have missed some people just by chatting with you and putting them up. My apologies if I've missed calling out any of your comments, anybody. Right. Dan's played 36 minutes of senior football and has won a trophy. Kane's played 40,000 plus minutes
That's a
I
great stat, isn't it, eh?
love happy statterette. I'm going to call
Well
her
done.
today.
Fucking hell. Just shows you the way football is, huh?
Nice one. Kane is cursed. He really is, says Happy, actually.
Yeah, he must be.
No antidepressants for me. Thanks for asking, Kettle. Kettle calling the pot black or pot. Oh, no. Anyway, whatever. We'll see us starting against the Toffees on the front foot again.
Yeah, well, we all do.
I mean, clearly, Moyes can't have looked at that performance, at how good we were from basically the first whistle to the last whistle. We were very good, even with the subs that we made. And, you know, somebody commented that we reverted to type after Paqueta had gone off.
Well, yeah, but I don't have a problem with that.
We reverted to the type of the last month, yes, but we already had 4 goals in the bag by that time.
Well, yeah, when you're winning a game, close it out. I ain't got a problem with that. And I'd be honest, I haven't got a problem if you see every game different and tweak it every game, whoever you're playing. That's what you should do as a manager. You can't just play that one way for every game. I agree with that.
No.
But you know, when you're playing against a team like Brentford, who aren't particularly in great form, and you've tried it all before for 5 games, it hasn't worked, then try something different, and you did, and it worked. Now, whatever plan he's got against Everton, I'll go with it, but let's not have that plan reverting back to type where you got 10 men behind the ball, because there's no need for it against Everton. We can beat them. We can take it to them, even though they're tough to break down at the back. And you've got Pickford in goal as well. I think he's a top shot stopper, mate. And it'd be hard with Tarkowski and Brentford. They're good players, mate.
Yeah.
They're a good pairing.
But it's also going to be equally hard for them with Paqueta, Bowen, Kudus, and, you know, Big Tom getting involved and stuff.
Yeah. It could be a good battle.
And with Emerson pushing forward a little bit more centrally.
The only thing that worries me, you know them stupid stats that come up, Budge? And I heard the commentator, I was watching the Everton game the other day, and he said Calvert-Lewin hasn't scored since October. See, that scares me. You know what I mean? That fucking scares me. You know, don't you? You always worry then. Fucking, why did you say that? I know when he's scoring. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Well,
Hammer says, it's got to be Bowen, hasn't it? Although Areola, Hammer of the Year so far from her. Hammer of the Year. Okay, for Areola. Yeah, I mean, he's been really well. He's been exceptional. Actually, he has. He's been exceptional.
Well, if Bowen, I'll tell you what, if Bowen could reach 20 goals for the season, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's only got about, 6 to go?
Vote over. Yeah. Bowen, vote over from Trudge.
Right, that's it, is it? Fucking stop. Done.
That's it, mate. That's it. Sean wants to know, is the Magpie's name Roger Whittaker?
I don't know. Call him what you like, Sean. Call him what you like, mate. It's a noisy fucker. That's what you call him.
Actually, that's another person that you remind me of, Roger Whittaker. The whistling Western star.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he was great, wasn't he?
I'm not sure his beard was as grey as mine, though.
Yeah. Good evening to you, Jeff. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Jeff.
Lounge. If you haven't already had a look at it, pop over there later and give him a sub and a like and stuff. Just starting up.
Yeah, you can go on there and slag off his Arsenal mates.
James says Queensland is getting catcalled.
Yeah, mate. Every day.
Apparently, Bowen's been playing through an injury for nearly 2 months. Hope it means he's back to his best again. Yeah.
I never trust anything that it says apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, true. But you know, he did it before, didn't he? You know, he did it before. He played the end of the season, and when he needed to have some attention on his ankle, I think it was.
I don't know, mate. No,
and he
nothing about
strapped his
it.
ankle up a bit so that he didn't have to.
Apparently,
Well,
we signed Cornet. Apparently, I just ain't fucking seen him.
Oh gosh, you're allowed to sign players out of the window. Yeah, hard not to mention Pax in the conversation for Hammer of the Year. Agreed, it is, and
does
Emerson
make a difference,
also.
yeah. What a difference he makes.
Alvarez, I think also, you know, another good shout for Hammer of the Year already is Kudus. I think.
Oh, you're watching the darts? Yeah, I'm watching the darts, old yep.
All right, okay. Right. I know he might be playing darts tonight. Could be playing darts. He likes to throw a dart.
Premier League, the darts might be on.
It's everybody nicknames, and she calls Jeff Ralph. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Pac-Man needs to tone down the diving to win Hammer of the Year.
Yeah, it's not my favourite either, but he can win you some free kicks in good areas.
Early Doors Football TV, big up Budgie and Kieran. Thank you for joining us, Tony. Sorry, I missed
we'll
your
say about that
earlier,
but, yeah, cheers, Jeff.
I will.
But when it's a West Ham player, you don't call it diving. It's going down a bit easy. That's why I look at it.
Yeah.
Everyone else, it's diving.
Yeah, I mean, if it had been Harry Redknapp in charge, he'd constantly be shouting, "Get off the floor, you fucking pansy!"
Exactly.
He said the only person he never shouted at for going down was Paolo Di Canio.
It'll be a waste of time. Fucking hell, mate. He never got a decision when he was chopped down.
Got in his fucking Aston or Jag or whatever it was he had and buggered off.
Funny.
Thanks, Jeff.
You know, you mentioned Paolo there, Gator. Watching the game the other day, God, who was it? I wish I could remember now. But there was a bit of sportsmanship on that geezer that was worth a mention. I forget. It might have been Luton or was it Sheffield United? The guy was down on the floor up the pitch and it went right back to the keeper. And he went to pass it out for a throw, you know, to stop the game. And he didn't reach the sideline, right? And straight to the opposition player. And I think it might have been Brighton, the boy, the Sarabi. He had it. He could have got on and scored with it. And he stopped and went, no, I better not. He kicked it out. And the keeper ran over to him and shook his hand, mate, because he knew he'd cocked up there. The referee hadn't stopped the game.
Yeah.
And they could have took advantage of that and been real pricks, but they weren't. He done the right thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might be Wolves, actually. It might be Wolves, Sheffield United. It was a good bit of sportsmanship. Nice to see.
Thought Alvarez was silly to get booking for kicking the ball away. Really stupid.
He was, Helen.
He
was.
Absolutely. But I haven't actually seen the betting slip, but I bet there is one.
Well, he's on in one more and he gets that too much ban budge, you know? So that was a silly booking to get right at the end as well. It was silly.
Definitely. I back Soufal too much disrespect for someone who gives 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you, George. I've always said that, mate. I think he gets too much stick for the man of effort. If you remember, Troy, you know what we're like in old school Hammers, mate. We always appreciate the effort. The Jeff Pikes of this world, Pat Hollands, you know, who put the big efforts in, regardless of how good they were. We always appreciate it, and I don't see why now we don't. Because when it comes to Soucek and Soufal, you cannot fault their effort, man. We can you criticise them when they're playing badly, fine. But I think sometimes we go overboard with it. Soufal, mate, there's no harder working player on that pitch than Soufal. He's fantastic.
Yeah, mate. He does work hard.
You've just got to recognise his limitations.
And,
sometimes.
you know, I reckon he must be at the top at the moment within the club for assists. Surely since he's been...
He'd be up there, guys, won't he? He'd be up there.
Will, you know?
Yeah, he will be up there, man. And even the ball, was it him who put the ball off the ball pad flicked on?
Yeah.
Soucek, could have scored for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably gets one every sort of 3 or 4 games on average.
Yeah,
Since
I'd
he's
say he'd
been
be up
with
there
us.
for assists. He
Gotta
does,
be,
mate.
hasn't he?
I just love his work rate and his effort. You can't fault it, man. We know he's
No.
not the best, but
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with you, Gary.
Lads, yeah. Oh, yeah, he says. Seen some mad stats saying West Ham United Premier League
Yeah.
wins without Paqueta 0. West Ham wins with Paqueta 11. Moyes got a stay of execution again yesterday on Monday. Thanks to Paqueta. Lucky fucker.
It basically is that. That's the stat, Mike.
You're
When
absolutely
he's
right.
not playing, we don't win. It's
And,
a worry.
you know,
That's the worry.
yeah, and it's not just disenchanted West Ham fans that are saying that we should be getting rid of David Moyes. Jamie Carragher said it on live TV on Monday night after the game. He said he believes that West Ham and David Moyes should part ways for the good of all. That was his words, condensed, maybe remixed, but that was his words.
Well,
yeah. Tuchel to Johnson is a massive drop-off. No.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry.
It is in our attacking sense.
Sorry.
It is.
Yeah.
George.
I thought you meant that Tuchel was a drop-off from Johnson.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I like him as a squad player, Johnson, but I don't think he's a great right back. And he gives you nothing going forward. And that's always been my
he's really and truly, he's very versatile, Johnson. And he's
a great little player, man. But I don't think he's a great right back. And
no.
This modern day, mate, I played right back, most of my life.
Yeah.
You've got to be a wing back. I don't think I'd fit into Premier League because at the bottom you got that pitch all the time. You should go, you should venture up there now and again for a holiday. But you've got to be able to get up the pitch. You've got to be able to put balls into the box. And I did, but nothing like these boys do now. When you see Tuchel bust his neck to get up there to get that second goal to put that ball across. I wouldn't bother. I'm just saying, kudos, you take it on, son. I'm standing back here. Like that.
The nice thing is, though, the nice thing I like about it is, though, he's playing with one of two exceptional right wingers when he plays. It's either Jared Bowen or Mohamed Kudus now.
Yeah.
Right? And they're both exceptional right wingers. We know that. And he plays with them, and they are happy and comfortable to play intricate little triangles and 1-2s and little chips over the top to each other and stuff like that as well. And you can tell that there's a gel in there, like there is between Emerson and Paqueta. There's a gel in there. And it's because Tuchel is capable of getting himself up that pitch as long as he ain't got the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
Once he gets up there and you give him the ball, then he delivers. And that's my belief, and that's my interpretation of what I see. I think he delivers. When he gets that ball, he delivers.
There's nothing worse for a fullback, Budge. When you've got the say when I play right back, the left midfielder coming at me, and then I've got the bloody left back overlapping him. It's fucking terrifying. You've got two to deal. You don't know whether to come inside. You don't want to go out. This is what Kudos and Tuchel done the other night. They had it. He didn't know whether to stay in front of bloody Kudos or track the run of Tuchel. Yeah. And you can't do both. So it gives you such options.
Sorry, did you see that comment from Mark? We've never lost when Paqueta, Kudos and Emerson have started.
No. There you go. That tells you a lot, doesn't it?
It certainly do. We're linked with Leif Davis again. Great. That's probably about number 166 since January. Mark, mad mate, isn't it? Yep. Always like the heavy metal football from Klopp. Okay. Yeah. Evening all, snazzy azzy. To the what more do you want crowd? 4 goals, entertaining football. That's what we want.
Yeah, exactly, Snazzy. That's what we want. Entertainment.
Yeah.
Entertainment, what we want. That's what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just slagging off all these wanker pundits who keep saying that. What do fucking West Ham fans want? What do they want? That's what we want. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Every week, win or lose, we want that.
And like I said, Jamie Carragher seems to see it from our point of view.
I wouldn't trust that fucker either.
Well, he said it live on TV, mate. So
I know, but he might be looking at a pragmatic way, saying, "Look, what's best for everyone." But I'm not sure he'd agree with West Ham fans either, moaning about Moyes. I bet he's still got that opinion. Oh, what do they want? Who do they think they are?
Oh, I
don't give a shit what these pundits say. West Ham fans know what they want. They're entitled to know what they want. They're entitled to opinion about it. I don't give a fuck if it upsets these pundits.
Yeah, exactly that, mate.
Welcome.
Exactly that. And, you know, the only people that we care about upsetting is the people around us, you know, and the players, of course. You know, you don't fancy the idea of upsetting players and then having them have a bad performance because of what's been said. I, think that, we've all got a right to an opinion. If we think a player's played well or played badly, we have a right to voice that. And, we do. We voice it here and we voice it on other channels.
The one, and I think Abby H mentioned it the other day as well. The one that really done my head in, and it was Darren Bent and the keys with the bed in the middle, and I know it was Jamie O'Hara. I can't remember the other guy. Yeah. But then they were going on about what the West Ham fans want, and should Moyes leave? Could he go to Newcastle? Oh no, they wouldn't put up with that football there. What? You fuckers are telling us we should put up with it, but no, you can't. He can't go to Newcastle and put up with it. Fucking, what are they talking about? You're just taking the piss.
Yeah,
it's okay for West Ham.
That's
shit football, but
deep-rooted hatred for West Ham in general. That is, what I mean? Jamie O'Hara and Darren Bent, what, 2 ex-Tottenham players?
Fuck's sake, man! What is he talking about?
That?
He's just saying about little old West Ham should be grateful. That's what he's saying. But no, Newcastle can't do that. So.
Yeah. Krez replacement. Who? Who are we talking about, Troj? Oh, Leif Davis. Yeah,
I don't know enough about him, Troj, to be honest.
No, mate. Good evening, Lee. Or good morning,
good
afternoon, good night, wherever you are in the world. Davis from Ipswich would be great. He's second or thereabouts for assists in the whole of the team.
Is he?
Yeah.
I know Ipswich are playing well. The manager's doing well. Yeah. I haven't really taken any notice of the individual players, mind you.
No. But, well, you can rely on Sean's info because it's usually spot on. Unless, of course, he's, having a laugh with you, but that's rare when he's giving information. So, yeah. Second or thereabouts, yeah. The Rent boys are a bit boisterous tonight, and it was only Southampton. Losing the cup final to Liverpool under 12s must have hurt.
Yeah, I bet it did hurt, Jamesy. That would have hurt, mate.
Yeah,
mate. I listened to what's it now? When that Nick played the expressions thing about it the other night.
Yeah.
Expressions was tearing them apart, mate. About losing to these kids, brilliant.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. Troj says, didn't we get Creswell from Ipswich? Kind of.
We did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, he came from Ipswich.
If we get that young lad,
could be ironic if we
replace him with.
I'll be happy, mate. If he can do what Creswell did for West Ham, mate, I'll be delighted. That's good enough for me. Creswell's been a great player for us up until this last year. He's been brilliant.
Until he got the red card in the semi-final, yeah.
Maybe he is.
Didn't he? Was it the semi-final? He got the red card. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
That's why Emerson played, I believe. Or was that Ben Johnson that replaced him? I can't remember now.
Can't remember yesterday.
Yeah. Michael, please. Good evening to you, sir.
Hey, Michael.
Thank you for joining us. Sean saying hello. Everyone's saying hello. He would play the Irish lads from the bench more often, Fred. Okay. Moyes won't attack away from home.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find that one out, Mark. We will find that one out very soon. We'll see.
To be fair, from, I mean, I don't know recently, but Goodison Park used to be one of the stadiums that West Ham fans used to really make noise in, because the section that we used to be in, it had it was just really noisy. We could make a lot of noise there. I don't know what it's like there now, but I know what the fans are like now. The away fans, they are incredible. I've been with them once, and they're incredible.
Well, they're not going to be there for much longer, geezer. They've got they're building their new stadium on the docks, and I don't think it's going to be ready at the. I think Richo was in there earlier. I'm not sure if it's ready at the end of this season or it's going to be the end of next season. So with that in mind, with their problems with financial fair play and this new stadium, Jesus, they can't afford to be relegated, Everton. They just cannot. You know, to move into a new stadium, what it's costing, you can't afford to be out of the Premier League. You know, they're in trouble as it is, aren't they?
Well, the Toffees are in a sticky situation.
They will be, sir. They will be. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Late on parade. Good evening, Ray. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we've been going nearly an hour. Look, Mark, agree, especially against the old team. We will show them too much respect. Yeah,
I'm hoping it shows them a bit of respect because they're no mugs, and you know, Sean Dyche football is Sean Dyche football, and it's going to be hard to break them down. But you know, it doesn't have to particularly go as gun ho as we did against Brentford, but at least have that threat that we can break them down. I don't think they don't concede that many goals either, ever. You know, so I just hope he's got a plan.
Yeah, Mark's saying back to the scaredy cat tactics. Well, Zuma as captain, you know, scaredy cats. Kieran is Roger Whittaker, apparently, according to Sean.
Absolutely, mate. Is he still alive, that guy?
I have no idea.
I was going to suggest someone I look dead.
Yeah, Jack Hargreaves.
Good old Roger.
Roger Whittaker. Mate, if you could have a penny for every pound that bloke had.
Yeah, that's my point with Trodge there. Yeah. I think if Bowen gets 20 goals, he'll end up with Hammer of the Year. He can make that. Well, what was it? Cotty McAvenny since the last time we had a 20-goal a season player.
Yeah. And do you know something? Do you know something? He could quite easily, if he did that, or if he exceeded 20, he could quite easily even be in contention for Players' Player of the Year.
That's a wide one. I wouldn't know, mate. Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
He can't be ignored, can he? And he can't be ignored by that Dick Southgate either anymore.
No, I mean, I think it'll depend on the rest of this season, mate, because especially the end of the season, but most people remember that more than they do the beginning. If he can really impress with these last 10, 11 games we've got, it will stick in the minds of a lot of people. So I'm hoping he does that, because it means we'll do well if he does.
Trodge says, can't remember when we had a high scorer.
Cotty McAvenny, Trodge. Cotty McAvenny, mate. If you were alive, Trodge, not sure how old you were, but they were the 86 season, mate. They both got over 20.
Are we forgetting, though, that Mikel Antonio slotted 4 past Norwich about 4 years ago?
He's never scored that. I think 12 is the highest Antonio scored.
What, in a season?
In a season.
I suppose. Yeah.
That's the most he scored in a season. So, Bowen will be looking to, he will be. I think Bowen, he'll be West Ham top Premier League goal scorer eventually. He'll overtake Antonio. Without that.
Yeah. But you see, the thing is, I believe that if Dean Ashton had been able to stay fit, and he never got that
Oh, he would have been one of them.
career-ending injury.
It's quality.
I don't think there'll be a player alive that plays at West Ham would ever be able to get near his tally, because I think he would have been like another Alan Shearer. He'd have just been throwing them in the goal. You know what I mean?
But sometimes, mate, you can have great forwards in there with no service, and that you need the service. You have to be served. And with Cotty McAvenny, they had Brooklyn and Devonshire. You know what I mean? Created so much for them, and they took it with open arms, and they were brilliant.
Yeah. Harewood, Sheringham. He didn't score that many for us, did he? Yeah, and he played for us for about 8 months
3
or
weeks.
something, wasn't it? Yeah, he had about 3 games, I think. I don't know. Last player, 20 goals, probably Cotty.
It was, I think, mate. It was Cotty,
I think you're right. Kitson and Hartson, that was a good pairing.
Yeah.
That was a good pairing. I did like that pairing. All right, well, look, I think we've got to the point where we can hang on, actually, I've got to do something first. I've just got to quickly upload something.
Yeah, that was in the championship, wasn't it? When Aylwards and Sheringham's are scoring goal.
I think we can safely say, though, that the player of the week this week is Jared Bowen.
Yeah, so check. Well,
there's only been 1 vote for it, or 2 votes for him, you and the Magpie.
Yeah, because I know what we're talking about. None of these guys do. I'm the only one.
When did Kieran leave Durham Town? That was his song, wasn't it? Durham.
Oh, that was his song. You're right. Fucking well remembered, right?
Yeah,
that was his song, wasn't it?
Yeah, Fig Sheringham was the last to get 20 plus, but yes, that was in the championship. Oh.
Yeah, I was in the championship. Don't count.
Yeah. Good point, Fresh. Nice one, Sean. Not confident on that stat, though. Oh.
I'll tell you, you might be close.
McAvenny 28, Cotty 25. Those were the days.
Those were the days, Mark. Most enjoyable season I've ever watched is that 85-86 season.
And it was probably McAvenny had 25 assists and Cotty had 28. You know what I mean? Because them two were always giving the ball to each other. Back then, if they counted the assists, the last person to touch the ball before the scorer, I bet it would probably be fairly even. Do you know what I mean?
I've never known a player to turn up at West Ham before and have that impact that McAvenny did. We all had Cotty, but McAvenny, man, Jesus Christ, come out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's just banging goals in for fun.
Did he come out of nowhere? He came from Celtic, didn't he?
No, one of the Scottish teams. I don't think it was Celtic. I don't think it was Celtic. It was one of the smaller clubs.
Was it?
But can't remember.
He'd already come with quite a heavy reputation because he was scoring goals in the Scottish Premier League anyway, wasn't he? He was banging them in, and that's why we went and got him. Used to love Tim Breaker for effort. Yeah, used to love Tim Breaker for effort. Yeah, great.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one.
Last season, Souček took all the crap, and now it's dead leg Zuma.
I think it is, at the moment. But, feel sorry for old Zuma.
Oh, thank you for that, Maltese. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, it's good to have you in the comments too, Maltese. Nice to see you there, mate.
Yeah. Click the like button if you haven't already, or,
hit the like button.
We'll send the people round to your house. Simple as that. Mavropanos not been mentioned in dispatches. Thought he was right on it. He was very good, actually, Sean. I thought to myself last night that he's earned himself the right to start now, surely. I mean, there was one small error from him where he gave the ball away, but instantly went back and, tried to get it back. So, A for effort. and you know, a very good game for him. You're absolutely right, mate. Great game. Mavropanos did 30% of Zuma's workload, and Alvarez did another 40% of it. Yeah, that's probably about right. We had the same with Payet. When we lost him, we took a nosedive. Yeah, exactly right, Keith. You're right, mate. We did.
Yeah, we did, brother. We did.
Similarly, also when you know certain other players have gone as well. Like you know when Dean Ashton was playing, we were playing well, and then when we lost him, I can't remember who it was that stood in for him. Was it Diafra?
Can't remember that.
But anyway, whoever it was a decent replacement, just not getting the goals that Dean Ashton would have got, and from the places Dean Ashton would score from. I mean, his overhead kick was fucking incredible. Paqueta will be here next season if the case is not sorted. No one will want him, and he could get a 6-year ban if found guilty.
Yeah, it's about time they put that to bed, mate, isn't it? It's about time they knocked it on the head and just fucking make a decision one way or another. It's dragging on too long. Even though it's probably good for us if it does drag on longer, but I don't want to lose him.
Brendan says Kieran probably liked playing right back so he could have a few ciggies at the corner flag.
Brendan, that ain't too far off it, geezer. I remember walking on half time once, came back on for the second half, and I started playing, and I realised I still had the cigarette in my hand. True professional, mate. True professional.
Yeah, like, maybe we should sell him then, Michael. What cow? Yeah, if he gets a 6-year ban. Zuma needs to retire early. Think of his health. Also, do us a favour. Yeah, I mean, the thing is...
I don't like to think that that's where it's going for him, but I'm hoping he can sort him out. But at the moment, it's not looking great for him.
Yeah.
I don't like to see any player having to retire earlier, no matter who they are. It's not nice for them. No. You know, when that's all they've ever done is fucking 6 years of age, you know?
If Zuma was a cat, would you have him put down? Mark wants to know. Hilarious. I've always liked the heavy metal. Yeah. I just want us to get back to COVID-style counter-attack. That's a really good point because we were playing bloody well during that era. That period.
We were bloody good at it then, George. We were fucking superb at it.
Yeah.
It fell off a cliff.
But then also, you know, we had a man in the middle that was orchestrating it. And he was.
We had a lot of people playing really well then as well, though. And we had Rice. Socek was, I think he was Hammer of the Year that year, wasn't he? He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was brilliant. Sofel, that was the season.
Bonner then was fantastic. You know, Antonio was scoring. We had the Lingard little intervention and probably the best loan signing ever for him. Unfortunately, we've gone from the best loan signing ever probably to the worst at this moment.
Yeah.
He'll be available. I just have a question there for the boys and the girls. He'll be available, I presume, against Everton. Phillips. Yeah. What did he do there? Did he leave that money on the bench, or does he give him another run? Bit of a worry, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I wonder if he's had assurances that if he's available, he plays or plays a part.
Yeah, I wonder. You can't really drop anyone from that win, can you? You can't really switch it around.
Yeah.
They've all got to start again.
Yeah, we didn't sit deep. Carragher's always been a closet hammer. It's not, I'd call him a closet something, but that's not what I would think. So, you know. Counter-attacking games are end-to-end and more exciting than tiki-taka.
They are if you got it right.
They can be, yeah.
But I think good counter-attacking teams have a good left and right back who are fast and speed in the team as a whole. That usually works for a good counter-attacking team. You need a bit of pace. We've not really got that much of it around the pitch.
Yeah. Mikey says, totally agree on Sofal. Love him, so I do. Works his nuts off. He has some sweet assists, and he's crossing that ball in as well in that forward wing position. He does overlaps and neat 1-2s also.
Absolutely.
Exactly right, mate. And, you know, like, whether the crosses are accurate or not, he's getting that ball into the danger area. It's up to the forwards to get onto it. Talkshite TV.
Absolutely, Michael. It is Talkshite.
Yeah. Plus Soufal, one of the best throw-in takers in the Premier League.
Ooh, I don't know.
He's good. He's good. He's up there.
There's a better geezer though. Is it Sheffield United that do that? Or
yeah.
Or was it even Brentford? They've got a big long throw, haven't they?
Yeah.
Did Brentford or not? Or was it Sheffield United?
Who was the Brighton defender? Dunk, is it? Lewis Dunk, and he got a good throw on him.
I don't know. He's a geezer you want in the middle to head the ball in. Scored a good goal at the weekend, actually.
One of the Brighton players from a couple of seasons ago, he was a decent throw-in taker anyway. Long throws. Another huge Vlad fan here. My oldest daughter loves him too. Yeah, he's brilliant. And he's got to be in the talk at least for, Hammer of the Year. Whether he gets, a high number of votes or not is irrelevant. He should at least be in the conversation. He's been bloody good this year, I believe, this whole season. After that performance on Monday, do you think the players were playing for Moyes, or has he still lost the dressing room, says Helen?
Well, I picked up, but I don't think he's ever lost the dressing room. I think there could be a little bit of discontent here and there about the style of play, but I don't think he's ever lost the dressing room. Even some of them bad games he lost, there was a lot of effort in them. A lot of effort from a lot of players. They're just poor on the day, a lot of them. But I don't think he's lost the dressing room. As soon as he has, then he would be in trouble. I don't think he'd get that performance against Brentford if he'd had, I think the players are trying. There's a couple of games there, they need to be held accountable sometimes as well. It ain't just Moyes. There's a few of them there that really, the effort weren't there at times. And I don't think that's losing the dressing room. I think that's just down to individual players not being at it on the day.
Yeah. Davis is a left back, so the assist stat is impressive. My mate's an Ipswich fan, so I've seen a lot of their games over the last 3 years. They play very
might have a look at him then, Sean.
Yeah, we'll have a little look at that.
Sleep Davis. I have heard his name before, but I haven't watched him.
I'll have a chat with Craig and see what he says about him, because he still follows Ipswich, doesn't he? As well as West Ham. So I'll send him a message and ask him to do a bit of scouting on him for me. You watch. We'll have a scouting report from Craig Forrest any day soon. Same age as when we bought Creswell. Won't get him for 6 million though. No,
we'll get him up to 6 million these days.
There'll probably be a 2 or a 3 in front of that 6, if I'm honest.
Yeah, even though what did Soufal cost us 5 million? That's a hell of a buy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
great buy.
Yeah,
him and Dawson.
I think I was going to say Dawson's got to be the bargain of the millennium.
Oh, the best signing ever, man.
Brilliant, pound for pound signing, brilliant. Ipswich got Davis from Leeds for buttons. Yeah.
Oh right, he came from Leeds. That's maybe why I know his name.
They only want 15 for him, apparently, according to Michael. So he is cheap. I'm glad one channel has recognised the effort that Vlad puts in. Sadly, he's the invisible man, according to some.
Yeah, fucking right, Jamesy. I'm taking the credit for that, because I brought him up, because I do love him. And I do. And like I said, I'll go back to me and Budgie's days and all the other old fans here, that we always appreciate effort from players, always, no matter who they were, even if they weren't the most gifted players. The effort was crucial, and he's one of them that puts it in there. That's why I love him.
Yeah. Talking of one man, I love to another. Duke, good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us. I take it you finished your day.
He might have just shut the pub.
Yeah, he's only just shut it, hasn't he? So if you don't know and you haven't been there and you want somewhere to go to watch a game, one of the European games or something, turn up at the Lewisham Tavern and you'll be all good, mate. Duke will look after you.
Even I made it there, and I had to travel fucking 12,000 miles. I got to the Lewisham Tavern. So
yeah. Michael's saying Everton's going to have a new championship stadium.
Oh man, that'll cripple them. That'll cripple
them. Helen, love Vladimir, always gives his all, and I think he loves the club. Indeed, I do believe.
Hammer of the year, mate. That's it, Helen. We're going for hammer of the year, Sufal. Start it now.
Mate, he's got to be in the conversation. Like I said, he has to be.
He won't be.
The passion, the effort.
It wouldn't be for me.
He's like his countryman Socek, he will play with injuries. You know?
Well, when you look at you know how important, even in that game against Brentford, Budge, I mean, the first two goals are 2 assists from Emerson and Sufal. How important they were in that game. The attacking threat from the left back and the right back makes a difference. And they both got the assists.
And again, I have got to mention that goal.
And then he does that. And then he fucking banger. As soon as it left, the fourth shot.
Do you know something? That's something I've been wishing that Sofal would do.
There you go.
Have a shot. But do you know something? In training, he shoots quite a lot.
I wonder.
They do shooting drills. They do.
I mean, I just want him to get one goal for West Ham before he leaves.
Me too. And I want it to be a fucking screamer. You know what I mean? I want it to be like match of the day, goal of the season. That's what I want, because I never watch it. But I would definitely watch it if that was the goal of the season.
There'd be no one happier than me, mate. If that boy
consider buying a TV license just to watch it. How's that? Right. Roger Whittaker is either dead or did a Reggie Perrin to Brisbane.
Yeah, mate. Just walked into the ocean, boy, and disappeared.
Well, a good authority, he was running away from the great train robbery. Drop came for Bowen, and England will shed the curse.
I keep every time Kane's name is mentioned, I just laugh, thinking that Bayern Munich. I think they've won the last 11 titles in Germany, and Kane turns up, and they're not going to win it. Oh,
they're struggling to stay in the top half of the league, mate.
Huh?
They're struggling to stay in the top half of the league at the moment.
No, I think they're about 8 points behind Leverkusen, Geezer.
Oh,
is it? 5 and 8, depending when they play. But Leverkusen looks like they're going to win it. They haven't lost a game yet all season, Leverkusen. Unbelievable run there on.
Yeah. And to be fair, he
is cursed, Geezer. He's got to be.
Yeah, but Kane's still scoring goals, which is all Gareth Southgate wants. So, it's an international break sometime.
Kane deserves every bloody trophy in the world, mate. He's scoring records, second to none, really. Every year. He's got 20 plus goals every year. And yet he's got nothing. Yeah. It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah. After Burnley, our running is pretty wretched. Yeah.
Is it?
It don't look great. Yeah, it don't look great.
This next sort of half a dozen fixtures, Geezer, is where we've got to make hay. Because, I did see that. There's a lot of tough games after that. We can't be afford. We need some points on the board before they come up.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. She says, just love you too. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lynn. That's really nice. Thank you, say.
Very sweet of you, my dear. Thank you. Durham Town. Okay. Mark, that was the story going around at the beginning of the season too, from our glass half empties. I missed out Anyway, I went to Chadwell Heath Saturday. Somebody driving a silver sports car, a bit like a Batmobile. Met Noble and saw Mavropanos. Under 18s 1-2-1 versus Southampton. Good day out.
Well done. How is that?
Thank you. So what?
Well,
There's no idea who this was in the Batmobile then. No idea. No.
Long time since I've been to Chadwell Heath.
Long time since I've heard anybody driving anything that looks like a Batmobile.
Who's that then?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, we got to find it out, understand? We need to know. We need to know details. Whose is it?
Yeah, mate.
Check the cars.
Check your photographs. Send me a photograph of the number plate and I'll do a bit of digging. I happen to know an ex-London police officer, as it happens. So, yeah.
All right, if it's a Batmobile then, Budge, right? It's a Batmobile there.
No,
who would you pick? Who would you say has got it in the West Ham team?
Oh, if it was somebody in our team.
Didn't he? Didn't play Brooklyn.
It's probably something like a top draw Lamborghini or something like that, right? But it's silver, he said, didn't he?
Could be Sullivan's bird.
Silver.
With his girlfriend there.
Might be Jack Sullivan.
Sean, my memory's shot. Was Brooklyn finished when McAvenny turned up?
Yeah, I believe he was.
I think he might be right. It was all Devonshire, wasn't it? Devonshire.
Yeah.
Because I remember the conversation Devonshire had with McAvenny. McAvenny said it on a show once. He said when he turned up, St Mirren. When he turned up, he didn't even know who Devonshire was. And Devonshire said, just give me the ball and I'll get it back to you. I went, what? And he thought he was a bit arrogant until that's what Devonshire did. He'd beat 3 or 4 players, then give him the ball back to score. Yeah.
Yeah. Ray Stewart must have had a few seasons of double digits.
Well, he used to have at least half a dozen penalties a year, didn't he? He normally banged them out. He only missed about 2.
Yeah. He got 10. What? Oh, Ray Stewart. Yeah. So he got 10 in one season, apparently. He banged them in for St Mirren and Celtic. Yeah, it was St Mirren he came to us from and then went to
Celtic. Then went to Celtic after us, didn't he?
Yeah. But I remember he was banging goals in for St Mirren. I didn't remember that it was St Mirren, but I remember he was like a high scoring player when he came to us. I remember that much.
You're right there, Mike. We did have a few good Scots. Ray Stewart, Bobby Ferguson.
Yeah. Trying to think.
Forget the others. That's more like Alzheimer's, not because they weren't there.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. Kai, I believe that's how you pronounce that. How many games are we going to have before Moyes goes back to the old ways? I reckon
he will see.
Everton, and that's it. Mate, you'll probably see a very defensive game at Everton. Very defensive.
Might be a mix of both.
Yeah, he's very fearful of that Calvin. What is it? Calvin Lewin, whatever his bloody name is. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Thank you, Clive. Stuart got a ton of penalties one year. His number must be some sort of record. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I remember that actually. He must have had about 9, 9, maybe even.
I remember the most important penalty he ever took that I remember. I was in you remember I told you about the quarter-final of the FA Cup in 1980?
Yeah.
And me and my mates got into the South Bank, which were all Villa fans. We sneaked in there. About 100 of us got into the Villa end. And that was the old South Bank. And we got a penalty in the last minute. Their defender handballed it. And that was to get through to the semi-final against Everton. And he banged it, mate. And we just uproar. The 100. We had a little police line all around us because there was about 3,000 Villa fans behind us throwing things at us. And they scored, and it was magnificent. What a penalty, mate. Last minute to get to the semi-final against Everton.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
What penalty?
So I just wanted to ask your opinion, but you look at the familiar background to you.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, you're happy with
Football
with it?
Unfocused. I was going to
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we haven't done any Football Unfocused shows for a while, so I thought we would incorporate that with the old school thing, and you know, we just because I'm going to start streaming this to my channel as well soon, so it will be called Football Unfocused on now, and Old School Hammers on here. So there you have it. There you have it. Just got to sort out the details on how I do it, and you know, permission from the network, as it were. We saw the answer at weekend when Pac-Man went off. Kai, yeah, very true. Very, very true. Yeah, we are poor when he's not. Always look out for St Mirren results and Rochdale because of Alan Taylor.
Yeah, he got 75, didn't he? Nearly every bloody game in that FA Cup run, he scored a couple, didn't he?
Yeah.
A couple in the final. Might have been one he didn't score two. Unbelievable runners, goal scoring in that cup run.
Yeah.
And then to score two in the FA Cup final. Wow. Yeah. And we got him from Rochdale.
Another one of my favourite players from time ago, Christian
Daly. Nice mullet.
Yeah. Oh, Christian Daly. I love that song. It's great when you get in the Carpenters pre-game and someone starts singing that. It's brilliant. I might have a video of it somewhere on my phone. Correct. Don't worry about it, Sean. We understood what you meant, son. 28 goals for Sheringham. Paul Smith. 28 goals in 76 appearances from 2004 to 2007. Wow.
Oh, it's not a bad record, is it?
Didn't realise he was with us for that long.
Yeah.
Got to be honest with you. Felt like it was about 10 minutes.
1-3.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. See, I always look back at the period when we had Ian Wright, and I always look back at it with a little bit of regret because he wasn't the player that we all remember, and he didn't play as often as I would have liked him to. And he was saying, you know, that he always wanted to play for West Ham after he finished at Arsenal, and then immediately afterwards buggered off to whoever it was he went to. Derby.
It's sketchy for me, Geezer, because that time in the Championship here in Australia, it was very hard to get, you know, to see much of it. So I don't, you know, I haven't seen a lot of Sheringham or Ian Wright. No, so they just couldn't get it here at the time.
But it was during the period where I wasn't going to games either, and you know,
exactly.
It was sketchy the amount of football you could see here anyway. If you were lucky, you'd get like a 3-minute recap on Match of the Day, and it'd be the last game on. You know? And or when it was the big match on ITV, you know, on a Sunday afternoon, because it used to be all Saturday games back then. And you know, and if there was ever a midweek game or anything, they'd show you the highlights of that afterwards. You know, like the following weekend. So I mean, you used to get like a 2 or 3 minute recap, you know, like you never ever got to be first on. And if we were playing someone like Manchester United, who were runaway champions year after year at that point, you know, we would be on second, even though they were the champions, defending champions, and you know, leading the league. We'd still be on second. They would never. Well, maybe that's not fair, but you know, I mean, it just seemed like we never ever got prime slot, you know. But there you go. There you go. Normal service resumed on Saturday at Everton, 2-0 to them. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for that, mate. Leave Phillips out. Don't want to see him again, says Kai.
Okay.
Phillips
bench. I think bench will be it.
Excuse me. Phillips comes straight in when Alvarez gets his inevitable ban. Yeah, of course.
That's true, Sean. That's coming.
And you know, it's almost like a, you know, you just expect it, don't you? Getting a bloody card now. Sean agrees he would love to see a Vlad goal, even if it is just one.
Just one, mate. Just one. Let him take a penalty. Who cares?
Yeah. It's like he panics when he shoots at the goal, says Trudge.
Yeah.
I agree. It does. It freaks him out. That fella at Stoke. Excuse me. Rory. There we go. Rory Delap was at Stoke.
Rory Delap was the boy. Yeah, it was Rory Delap. Like, what a photo here.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like, even back, like when we were young kids, Kieran, you know, like Ian Hutchinson. Do you remember him? He used to play for Chelsea.
Yeah.
He had a long throw, but he used to do like the windmill arms after he threw it, didn't he? You know what I mean? He used to do like 2 or 3 turns with his arms. I can't do it now because both of my shoulders.
But you're right. Peter, Rory Delap was the master at it. My God, it was like a corner when he threw it.
Yeah, he could get it into the box from the halfway line, I reckon. He was that good.
Some distance.
He could, yeah. Rory Delap, that was him. Yeah, that's him, says Sean. There you go. Antonio had a good spell with throw-ins when he was played at right back. Yeah, that's true. He weren't bad. Big up, lads. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Hi, Anthony.
Brendan, you are thinking of Leif Garrett, not Davis, Kieran. Leif Garrett.
Am I?
He's a bloody singer or an actor or something, isn't he? Leif Garrett. I don't know. That was too flipping long ago. That was what? I don't know.
Yeah. Where are you?
Yeah, that was like 16 minutes ago. Did you see?
You better get caught up, so I get up to the front.
Yeah, did you see Bowen's interview? An official channel said he kicked the other players up the butt, saying they were better than the results from Xmas. Yeah, I saw the interview. It's very, very good. Sean says we're linked with Davis briefly in the window, just gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's catch up. Steve Tyler's turned up. Look, good evening to you, Steve. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying your break away with your friend. Are they going to go back and remove all of Man City's titles as well if they get done for FFP? That's a good shout, but probably not. No. Freiburg versus Bayern is live on Friday night.
Wow. Well, there's a Kane hat-trick coming.
Freiburg are doing all right in the league, apparently. I don't know how well they're doing, but Paqueta betting case coming to an end shortly, says Hammers Mikey. Soufal will never score. Probably not. Pac-Mobile might have been Pac-Man in the Batmobile. Could be. But do you know who I think most of all that I think would be driving that would be Mikel Antonio. Driving a car like that, you know, like it looks a bit like a Batmobile sort of thing. Yeah, I think it'd be Mikel Antonio. Let's just hope you don't put it in somebody's house or around a fucking lamppost or anything again. Robin Van Persie must have had a Batmobile at some time. Robin.
Oh, very clever, Peter. Very clever.
Yes, Brooklyn finished 2 seasons before McAvenny arrived.
That's had my memory shot to bits.
Yeah. He retired in '84, and Dev was going to retire, but decided to carry on.
Yeah, he did. After a big injury.
David Speedy.
Yeah. Don
Hutchinson. Moyes drives a Pratmobile. I remember
that penalty shot? Yeah, man. Yeah. I was in the South Bank, mate, jumping up and down. The cameras actually catch it when he scored it. They had a camera behind us, looking down at the penalty. And you see how it's all going bonkers, and then all the coins and the bottles and cans were flying at us from the Villa fans. Lovely boys.
Lovely boys. Chef's in the house. Good evening, Scott.
G'day, Scott.
Super Chef is here. Brilliant.
Super Chef.
Love that. Stuart's most important. I nearly thought that. I nearly read that with an I before the S.
There you go, Steve. 89th minute. Is that what it was? Yeah, I knew it was the last minute.
I was there too, says Steve.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. And Tomatmoville, yeah. He got another last.
Yeah, he did. Well, that showed.
Following year.
I'm glad you reminded me of that, mate. League Cup final, we were cheated out of that and all by that fucker. Was it Thomas, the referee?
Didn't he put the ball onto Brookings' head for the final against Arsenal in 80?
Who did?
Ray Stewart.
That was Pearson. Stewart. It was Pearson that hit a shot and broke it to the But the League Cup final, I think that was a header by Alvin Martin. The geezer handballed it on the line. I think that's what it was. And then Ray Stewart banged it up because I went to the replay. I replayed that final up at Villa Park. And that fucking Dalglish done us in the end. And we lost that, I think, 2-1. But, yeah, that was gutted. Dalglish was good that night. Too bloody good.
Well, he was good most times, wasn't he? You know what I mean? He is one of the greats. I hate the fact that he played for Liverpool, but he is one of the greats that you have to
He was a player, mate. Hell of a player.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the same kind of category as the likes of Pele, George Best. You know what I mean? He's in that category with the best of the best.
He's up there, mate. He's top player.
He really was, yeah. So, sad news that Stan Bowles passed away. Watched him many times as a kid, you know.
Yeah, sad that.
There were times when we couldn't get to West Ham games because they were away. And I was only young and weren't really allowed to travel on my own. So we used to go
West Ham load of times.
Yeah, we used to go to Loftus Road and watch him when he was at QPR. Loved him. Just loved football back then, and so did he. He played it beautifully. Soufal has scored 10 goals throughout his career.
Has he, Helen? One international? Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Well, that's something. Just get one for West Ham to put on that little resume. It'd be nice. Just one.
Yeah, mate. We'll send you a golden ball if you do that. Personally, I will send him a golden ball. You know, it won't be real gold.
Right then, we'll put a bet on budget. He scores against Everton. I wonder what the odds are.
Shall we? Oh, yeah. That's a really good idea. That is a really good idea. I like the idea of that. Soufal to score against Everton.
Got to be 1,000 to 1, isn't it? Surely.
Oh, mate. I don't know if they'd give you that long and odd. I think.
But who was it? Was it Toby that had that bet of the weekend? What a fucking bet that was, by the way.
Yeah, 700.
He had West Ham to win the first half to second half, and Bowen score a hat trick, 175 to 1. What a pick that was! He only put £1 on it. Fucking well done.
Oh yeah, that's right. 175. Yeah, that was it. I thought it was 700.
Toby Sampson. Well done, son. That was a fucking hell of an effort.
Yeah.
What a pick.
What a great. Yeah, and it was funny because in the group chat that we're in, Hammerette the following day said, "Who would have guessed that?" And Toby come up with, "I did."
No, I did. He's about the only one in the world that did.
I know, yeah, he fucking got the whole game right, won both halves, Bowen hat trick.
Unreal. Yeah. You know, but there was no evidence going into that game that was happening. But
no, mate. No.
Fantastic.
But yeah, that was a superb effort. Well done, Toby. If you're watching or if you watch this at a later date, big yourself up, mate. Good pat on the back, that. He scored another late one against Ipswich in the 85 run-in.
That one I can't remember.
No, I don't remember that one either. Got to be honest. Oh, what's that? Somebody pulled up, take you out for a little ride?
Yeah. And that weren't a bird.
Sounded like a car horn.
It was next doors.
Oh, all right. What, Kieran decided to borrow their car as and he ain't turned the alarm off.
I didn't give you a fucking weather report here, guys. You're slacking. You're meant to ask me.
Wait, listen. I did that deliberately because I was waiting.
I know you get fed up with it. I know you get fed up with it.
I was waiting for the chef to turn up because he don't often get them. So give us a weather report.
I just like pissing people off when it's shitty weather there and it's fucking beautiful here. It's one of my fun things. I just take a lot of joy out of it.
Yeah,
And anyway, today's beautiful, as you can see behind me. An absolutely gorgeous day, and it's going to reach 33 degrees in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, mate. So, yeah, very nice day.
Very nice, Queenslander.
Yeah. Ripper.
Yeah. Oh, look, I didn't drink my tea. I got a little cup
You
of tea.
drink it cold, do you? Nothing wrong with a bit of cold tea.
Oh, no, not for me, mate. Not for me. Might have to have
And Paisley. All right, do you? Mikey, of course you're up there in Scotland, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, mate.
Keep forgetting that.
Alan Taylor's running 75 was great. 2 at Highbury, 2 at the semi against
That's
Ipswich,
right, was that game?
and of course 2 against Fulham in the final. Thank you, Steve.
Do you know that one at Highbury? That was my first away game ever. I was 14, and when he scored them 2 goals, it was my first away game in London. To go there, it was brilliant, and he scored 2.
Yeah. Alan Taylor scored 2 in the quarter-final at Highbury, 2 at Stamford Bridge in the semi, and 2 in the final.
And 2 in the final, yeah, mental.
At Wembley.
What a run that was.
Yeah. That would be the original Wembley as well. And for those of you that are too young to remember, we used to call it the Twin Towers because of the towers, you know. It was always, I know it was a very different stadium, but it was always reminiscent of Upton Park because of the 2 towers on the, you know, when you look at the stadium, it kind of slightly reminiscent of like the castle towers. Sheringham was not.
Go on.
Yeah. Sheringham was not fast, but he was so aware of his position.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, and that was also very true of one of the greatest players in our history. In Bobby Moore. I mean, he was never a fast player. Nobody would ever accuse him of that. But his awareness and his reading of the game. And by saying reading of the game, that is basically just summing up everything about the game in your own head, which is what Bobby Moore would do. He was just in the right places at the right times. There were 1 or 2 last-ditch tackles that were infamous and probably legendary as far as we're concerned. But it was because, you know, like I said, he wasn't very fast either. But you're right.
His speed was in his head, mate.
Yeah, he was vicious in the box, wasn't he? Sheringham, vicious in the box. I mean, like for scoring, he was voracious.
Great striker.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Great striker.
Sheffield, no 3rd round, 2-1 win at Southampton was Lampard and Gould. Okay. Bobby Gould. Do you remember him?
Bobby Gould.
Do you remember who we got him from? Can you remember who we bought him from?
Was it Wolves?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was.
Yeah, he used to play along with, who was the midfielder? Dougie Dugan.
Yeah.
Dougie Dugan. I loved him. He was a no-nonsense midfielder, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a good player, man.
He was a proper sort of like centre midfielder or a
nice moustache. Had a cracking moustache.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, he did. But Dougie Dugan, what a great player. But him and Bobby Gould used to play together, didn't they? And then we got Bobby Gould and Yeah, he always looked like a school kid, Bobby Gould, even when he got into his 30s. He
Yeah,
always
it's
looked like
strange,
a
yeah.
school kid, you know?
Good player.
Yeah.
Good memories.
Right, hang on. I wish Moyes would throw in the towel. Yeah, let's not go there. Mike Small scored 18 times for us in Championship.
All right. Did he? George.
Did he? Antonio is a diver, not a driver. Yeah, right. No one talks about him. If it was a Catmobile, it was definitely Zuma.
I've been waiting for that, Sean. I've been waiting for that to come, and it came. I was going to mention the Catmobile thing, and I went, no, I'll let someone else come in with
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Brian Clough once said, Brooklyn floats like a bee and stings like a butterfly. But I think deep down he admired him as a player. Oh, he did. He did. You know, and anybody he called shithouse, he liked them. He liked them. Or he had a secret respect for them. Not secret, but
mate. You wouldn't be a very good manager if you thought Brooklyn was shit, I'll tell you.
Yeah, mate.
He was magnificent.
Yeah, he was. Right, we're going to start rounding this up. I've got a few more comments. So, Villa game, last 10 minutes was crowd screaming, attack, 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 attack. Yeah. Did you hear the crowd on the game on Monday night calling out for Emerson to shoot when he trapped that ball and stopped?
Absolutely. I mean, massively you could hear it. I heard it here in Australia, mate. Yeah. All I could hear was shoot, yo, bang.
There were 5 or 6 rather large pockets of people shouting it out to him.
Give it a dig.
From what I could hear, it was brilliant.
And I'll tell you, he stuck it right up where the spiders hang, mate. Where the spiders hang, in that top corner.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Michael, which channel is the Freiburg game on? I believe it'll be BT Sport, mate. Oh, Sky Sports or at TNT, apparently. Oh, I thought it would have been BT because they usually do all the.
Yeah, Chris Nichol. Yeah, another old, cracking player too.
Oh, yeah. Chris Nichol. Norwich.
Nichol, no. He ended up at Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
No, did he not? No, I can't remember. I just remember the name that well. Oh, Villa. Was it Villa?
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck knows. Let us know, Mark.
Frank Worthington, respected by all for his football skills, regardless of who you supported. Exactly that. That's exactly right. Frank Worthington was one of my all-time favourite strikers from my childhood. Loved him. He played for Leicester, but I loved him. I thought he was absolutely incredible. He was the Alan Shearer of his era. Do you know what I mean? And the Didier Drogba of his era. You just couldn't.
Frank Worthington, what a player.
He was fantastic.
Cracking head of hair. That boy, cracking head of hair, old Frank Worthington.
Yeah. And he had a good moustache as well.
Yeah. Another good moustache.
If he could pass a betting shop like he could pass a ball, stand balls.
Absolutely, mate. Had a bit of an issue with that, Sean, didn't he? Had a little bit of an issue with the old betting shops.
It's a 7:30 kickoff for our game.
Not for fucking me, it ain't, Michael. Not for me.
No, that's
5:30 in the morning for me.
Yeah, 5:30. Yeah, what a fucker.
Yeah.
Well, you're normally up around about 5, half 5 anyway, aren't you? Yeah, you're normally up around about that sort of time anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I usually get up around 5 to 5:30 normally.
Yeah.
The sun's up, mate. The sun is shining. No need to stay in bed.
He don't tell you.
That could be true, George. He ain't mentioning all them other bits he had.
Yeah. There you go. See, now that's a true story, actually, James, isn't it? Stan Bowles was in the betting shop next to the ground in his tracksuit 10 minutes before the game. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. The Arsenal quarter-final in 75 was like a home game. Stood on the North Bank.
Yeah, Geezer, Peter. It was, man.
Derek.
It was.
Dugan,
West Ham took the whole North Bank. It took the whole North Bank.
Thank you, Mark. It was Derek Dugan, not Dougie Dugan.
Yeah, but I think we used to nickname him Dougie Dugan, Geezer. That's where you're going from.
Yeah,
it was Derek Dugan.
Yeah, but I loved him. And didn't he always have teeth missing? Yeah, he did, didn't he? I mean, I'm fine one to fucking talk, but
he did it. He did after he met Billy Bonds.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Didn't Bobby Moore play against us in the final in the 70s?
He did, Eric. He did, Mike. He left the season before and got Fulham to the final. And it was a bit of a shame actually not to see him with us and on the Fulham side and not win a trophy that year. Yeah, it was special.
It was very special to see us lift it, though, mate. You got to be honest. That was our first one, wasn't it? Well, since the 26th White Horse Cup or whatever it was, 1923. I don't know. In fact, I actually went to West Ham versus Fulham that season, and I saw Bobby Moore come on, and also you got to remember there was Rodney Marsh and George Best in that team as well.
Yeah, mental, wasn't it?
And it was incredible.
What a trio that was.
I mean, at Upton Park, they got a great reception, the three of them. They really did. You know, there was a lot of respect for them. A lot of respect.
Well, I think we appreciated footballers more back then, you know, especially the maverick type players like Best.
Yeah.
Stanley Bowles, Frank Worthington. Who is it? I used to love the boy McAllister at Leeds. I thought he was a fucking top player.
Gary McAllister?
Is it Gary McAllister? No. Could be. I forget the name. Sure, McAllister.
That's probably...
Yeah, we just did appreciate these players that just had skill. I even appreciated, as much as it irks me, Glenn Hoddle. Glenn Hoddle was a top player, man. Just... The only thing annoyed me about him, like, you know, on the Sunday newspapers, he'd get more headlines than Brooking. And I thought there was always a bias for Tottenham in the papers. That's the only thing that pissed me off about him. But that's not his fault. But what a player. He was a great player.
Yeah. And another great player that I used to love watching was John Hollins. I thought he was a good player. You know,
Chelsea Wayne.
Well, yeah, but he won't guess Chelsea. He played he played in the Hoops at QPR as well, didn't he?
No, Eddie Gray. Eddie Gray at Leeds, man.
And another player that had a long throw, John Hollins. Another player that had a long throw. Yeah, he did. Right, I'm going to skip through these sort of rather quickly while we're chatting. Shootouts. Who likes a shootout? I bloody hate them. BT Sport is no more, apparently. Oh, yes, now it's TNT, isn't it?
All right.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Peter. Southampton. Chris Nichol.
Southampton, was it?
Yeah.
Right. I knew the name so well.
Oh, God, I'm nearly at the bottom. Look. 75 was the first FA Cup final since 64, not 23. All right, thank you, Peter. Yeah, you know, I'd forgotten about that. But I was, in my defence, I was only 2 years old. I know I look a lot older, but, you know.
Tony Curry.
Yeah, Tony Curry. Great player. Alan Hudson, another good player. Yeah, brilliant. He was very good. I used to like Peter Osgood. I used to, I love Malcolm McDonald. Oh, mate, he was brilliant. I know he was playing for the Toon and all that, but Malcolm McDonald, what a player. Loved him.
Alan Hudson, he was a top player, man. He's a maverick player.
Yeah, he was. Alan Hudson. Chelsea's number 8, I believe, if I remember rightly. John Hollins was a gooner too. Yes, he was. He was indeed. West Ham v Fulham final. What a weekend! In fact, I've got a DVD of that final downstairs. Yeah.
Nice one, Elton.
Yeah, I can't really read all of that. I can't.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eltel. Thank you. I was born Cup final day 64.
Me
Nice
and
one,
Michael.
Mike.
I was free.
Charlie George, another
Charlie,
great
I loved
player.
him, man. I mean, he's Arsenal player, but I love Charlie George.
Liam Brady. I mean, what a player he was.
Brady was fucking magnificent. As simple as that.
Wasn't he? He was,
We might
wasn't
not see the best of him when he came to West Ham, but what a player that boy was.
What a player he was, yeah. Yeah, definitely. He was like the Fernando Torres of Liverpool.
He was fantastic. It was just class, man.
When he was
class.
Yeah. He was a fantastic player. Billy Bond's favourite hammer of all time.
Yeah, I lean towards that, Peter, myself. He probably is. He's the only poster I had on my wall was Billy Bonds and Bobby Moore. But I used to, I sort of modelled my game when I played on Billy Bonds because I could tackle. And loved him. Loved his effort, mate, and his passion.
I want to throw another name up again. Somebody mentioned it earlier, Marlon Harewood. Now, I know he was never the greatest player that we ever had, but
no, he bang average.
The geezer had art. If anybody stepped on his foot or put a leg down his leg, he would not roll around like a twat. He would rip their
I can't say much, Budge, because there were the days I weren't getting the football here in Australia and to see enough of him. I saw bits and pieces there and there.
I thought he was a brutal player, but very, very West Ham. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean that in an insulting way. I mean that in a positive way. I mean, he was like, you know, when he had the ball, he was kind of Mikel Antonio strong. In fact, he was very much like Mikel Antonio in a lot of ways. But he was just like, you know, like when
he had shoulders like him, that's for sure.
Yeah, but when a player, as I said, run their studs down the back of his leg, or you know, went in a bit heavy on a tackle and that, look he give him, like, mate, looked like you were going to get your head torn off. That's all I know.
I think that Holgate, like that last week, geezer, that Holgate, that for Sheffield United, he's on loan there. That tackle he put, that's one of the most disgusting tackles I've ever seen. He could have fucking broke that boy's leg in half. It was disgusting. Yeah. I hope he gets a 10. He probably only get a 3-match ban for a straight red, but he should get a 10. It was terrible. And I like a strong tackle, but that was an assault. Not for the first time from that prick either. Not for the first time. He'd done it against Tottenham as well. Disgusting.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just looking for something because that comment. It's got to be here.
Do you remember a photo like that?
I've got that photograph on my computer.
That's mental, isn't
it? Yeah, he's got a jacket or something draped over the FA Cup, for God's sakes.
Those are the days, boy. Those are the days.
Manor Park Station or something like that, isn't it?
I don't know. It just rings a bell, Peter saying that. I don't know, man.
I have got that picture, but it's not in this folder. I know. I've got to find it because it's such a good picture. Let me have a look in there. Right. Look at that. Look at that. It's straight away. I found it. Right at the top. Okay, here we go. Is that the picture you're talking? Tottenham Court Road, look.
It looks like he's nicked it, doesn't it? Looks like he's nicked it. That's what I did.
It's great, isn't it? What a picture that is.
Lucky now. Well, he could have picked a better station than Tottenham Court Road.
Yeah, you know. And I do apologise if there's any copyright on that picture, but there you go. There you have it. Where are we going? Where's the comments? Here they are.
Nick them through.
In 1964, that is. Yep, there you go. Brady was a class wand of the left foot,
Yeah.
as they say. Indeed, he was fucking incredible. There's a ship rigged and ready in the harbour tomorrow for old England, she sails.
Fucking hell. That's a 3-month journey, John. Fuck that.
Fucking hell. It's also a bloody mouthful, and I can't say it properly. There's a ship rigged and ready in the harbour tomorrow for England, she sails. For old England, she sails.
It's a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yeah. Devonshire is my favourite, says Michael.
Yeah, he's up there as well, Michael. He's up there, Michael.
Your eyes are blue. Billy Bonds is after you.
He sure is, mate. Sang that many times.
Billy Bonds is my hero. He came to our junior school at Upton Cross back in the day, says West Ham.
Oh, WHU at 58. Is 58 you were born at WHU or no, I was 61. I wonder, I don't know, and you know he's a profile.
Yeah. No, I ain't got a picture of him. Oh, sorry. Used to love the battles between Bonzo and Bremner.
Yeah, that was a
they actually got very meaty at times, didn't they? Very meaty. That's a great photo, buddy. Thank you, WHU 58. I'm just going to call you 58 because it's so much.
Yeah, 58. We'll call you. Yeah, what name then?
Yeah,
Tell us your name.
I've got one or two decent old school photographs, actually. Let me find one more. I'll find you one more picture that I really like this picture. No, it's not in there. It's in the players' gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to see that one with your budgie smugglers on. That's
no,
not,
mate.
not appropriate.
Mate. You don't get shit like that on this channel. There we go. This is one of my favourite pictures, right? Look at that. Mid-air.
Is that Crossy?
Yes, it is.
That's Crossy, mate. And Dev behind him.
Look at him with his curly hair too. I know that's supposed to be Christian Daly.
And,
but, you know.
And do you know what you see behind that photo, Budge?
Go on.
People fucking standing. How it should be. How it fucking should be, geezer.
Oh, mate, you want to see Trevor Brook in lower? Nobody sits down there at the new stadium. Nobody.
Actually,
honestly.
Budge, just mentioning that, everyone's standing. Bournemouth introduced the safe standing this weekend, didn't they?
Yeah.
They had safe standing introduced. I think that's the first one in the Premier League.
How it went. I really don't know how it went. But
why wouldn't it go all right?
So, yes, he is a 58.
All right, you fucking heck, Jesus, mate. You're 3 years older than me. Well, we'll know a lot about the same era there, geezer. Yeah, a lot about the same era.
Neil Orr was another Scot.
Neil Orr, yeah. Neil Orr, yeah. He was a good boy for us too. I liked him.
And that's Sean's favourite kit. So if that's your favourite kit, look, let's put that back up.
Yeah, that was it at the time. That was popular, that kit.
Yeah, that's a lovely picture, though, that, isn't it? Really, yeah.
That's a cracker.
Mid-air, he's just
Davy Cross at his best, mate. He was a fucking nightmare to mark for defenders. He was a fucking arms and legs and elbows.
Yeah, it looks like that's against Swansea.
Okay. Could be.
Looks like he could smash this leg on the left, you know, the geezer's left leg in front of him.
It's quality,
great picture, isn't it? Brilliant. I've got loads of them. But anyway, we won't go into them. Okay, right. So it's just Peter 61. Howdy to Fat. Two handsome men chatting. Thank you very much.
Howdy, that's very generous. No, very generous.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you, Sean. Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to say our goodbyes.
Yeah, been a good show tonight, guys. I like the boys in the chat. They've come up with some good shit. Been really good. And if they want to leave a comment in there, we'll definitely get back to you. Or a suggestion or a question. We'll definitely get back to you. If
there's any if there's anything you want us to discuss on on a
next
level,
week.
like, you know, I don't know, like, you know, you want us to do a little appreciation for Alan Devonshire or Trevor Brooking or something, we're happy to try and put something together for you. And I'll stick a little, you know, little montage of pictures together and stuff. Yeah. All right. So, do you remember cross scoring all 4 goals to Spuds against the Spuds in the 2nd division?
I do. Vaguely.
I do remember that, actually. Yes.
I'm trying to fucking remember.
In me and my girlfriend living in USA. Thank you. Nice one, chaps. Thank you, Sean.
Cheers, Sean.
Well done, chaps. Great to remember old days. We love it. We love it. Well, that's why it's old school hammers. We'll start off with the, you know, recent stuff if we have to, but we do like chatting about the older stuff because it's, you know, I don't know, nostalgia really interests. It sparks a real.
See you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. 03 half 12. Yeah, time to sleep. Vlad Fan Club section.
Yeah, we just started that, Sean. The Vlad Fan Club. We got it.
Yeah. David Cross type scoring photo. Love it, Buzz. Thanks. Well, I'll put a little old school montage together for next week. All right, and we will have a current issue.
61 Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Fuck, this is what we want.
We will have a current agenda, but we will also do some more nostalgic chat as well because we love it. We love chatting about the old days.
So we're talking to an era there that appreciate great football. 17, Hillary.
My goodness.
17, Hillary. Well, most of we talked about you wouldn't know about, but
yeah,
I think there was a much greater appreciation in that day of football and football players all over the country, and not just for West Ham.
Hillary wasn't even born. Hillary wasn't even born when Mark Noble made his debut.
Anyway, you should be in bed by now, Hillary. What's the matter with you?
Right, might be in America or somewhere. 5 hours behind me.
Hotel up there. He's 59.
Yeah. Don't go up Upton Park till 69, but in my
mate, you could buy a beer. Yeah, go.
On the North Bank. Yeah. You could actually stand on the North Bank and buy a beer.
That shop up the top. If you're facing the North Bank, on the right side there, up them steps, there was a little section there. I used to stand quite a bit, and I think there was a cafe bar there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Peanuts.
Yeah, Percy Dalton peanut seller. Yeah, mate. Yeah, he did. He chucked him into the crowd at the last game, didn't he?
You got to throw your money back to him, Peter. He was very trusting. Very trusting.
Everybody got the wrong idea and they thought they were throwing coins at the players. Now everybody does it. It's horrible. It's disgusting.
Well,
it's 74, Peter. Wow.
Fucking hell, Peter. Now we're getting up here, sir. You're making us look young, Peter. We're not young lads compared to you. Now that's an OG. There's an OG, Peter.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. And, you know,
we had Joseph on last week in 71.
First time I ever went was the season of 66, 67. So they were World Cup winners when I watched them again.
It's about when I started.
Yeah.
I was about 7 or 8.
I was 4. It was 66, 67. So, yeah, I was 4 coming up for 5. You would have been 6, I suppose, yeah. And,
I used to go to my back garden because I lived in Upton Park. Yeah. And you can see the floodlights from my garden. And I'd listen to the roars when I was young, trying to guess the score. That was my first experience of Upton Park, the football ground, seeing the floodlights and especially a night game. It all lit up and all the smoke coming out of the ground. I could sit in my garden or my back window in my bedroom and listen to the roars of the crowd. That's what first got me so excited. I wanted to go there.
Yeah. So let me ask you something then. You know the shirts that are available in the club store and everything now. if that was all available back then when you were a kid and you first got hooked into West Ham, what shirt? What was the name on the shirt that you would have had?
It would have been Bonds. It would have been Bonds.
Number 4, yeah?
Yeah, it would be number 4 for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the only shirt when I played, guys. The shirt I always wanted was either number 2 or number 4. Because I ended up playing right back for most of the, I say career. I wouldn't call it a career, but I played up till I was 43. So it was either 2 or 4 as the shirt I always had. So. Yeah, it would have been that, guys. It would have been that. Mate, you didn't get shirts back then. My mother used to spend nights and days knitting me a West Ham scarf. You know what I mean? While she watched Coronation Street or whatever. Knitting, and never stopped knitting. She ripped me one scarf, geezer. It was about 10 metres long. Right? You could wrap it around fucking Upton Park. It was that long. It was fuck's sake, mother. You got to stop at some stage. Right? Put an end on it. Somalia. She just kept knitting, and she had claret and blue. Just go on forever, man. That was my first anything West Ham was one of her scarves. God bless her.
Mine was a bobble hat. Mum knitted.
She knitted them and all. Yeah.
Yeah. She made me make the bobbles for it though.
Oh, nice.
She gave me like blue thread and claret thread.
Yeah, brilliant.
A big circle with a hole cut in the middle, a ring. And I just had to feed this stuff all the way around. Took me about 3 days, for God's sakes. No wonder she got me to do it. And then at the end, you're getting it in a proper darning needle and poking it through the centre just to get it so tight that you can't get any more through there. And then my mum goes, yeah, I'll look. And then she ties it off and starts cutting it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, God. I had a rattle on all, guys. My brother painted it claret and blue. I had a normal silver rattle.
My rattle was just white. I just had a white rattle.
My brother painted it for me, claret and blue.
Had quite a few knocks on it.
Yeah, I know. I think you should drive people mad at the ground when you started rattling it.
What road did you live on?
To get on their nerves.
What road did you live on in Upton Park?
Elizabeth Road, goes. It was about a 3-minute walk to Upton Park Station, even though it's classed as East Ham. But it was about a 3-minute walk from Upton Park Station. If you come out of Upton Park Station and that road that follows the train line right in front of you, walk down there, around a little bit, past the Iron Bridge, and walk around there, mate. It was just there. So, yeah, because our house backed onto the train line. That was going to East Ham,
Yeah. Old school Hammers extra time.
Yeah, we've gone into extra time, guys. Up. We've gone into extra time.
Let's just hope they're own.
VAR. Get the VAR. No, anyway. Good show, man.
Right, okay. I wish we went back to that old badge.
Peter. Get back to that old badge, man.
Yeah, it is. It is embarrassing, but it also makes us unique in the fact that we are the only London.
I don't care if they put London on it. I'm not that bothered. But what I would do, I want the castle back. That's what I want.
Yeah, but that's the trouble, though, Kieran. The trouble is that the castle represents Upton Park.
I don't care. Yeah, I know. I don't care. Get it back. It's just nicer. Just got more class to it, man. Simple as that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, for 10p. Yeah.
I remember 50 pence, Peter, in my head. I thought it was 50 pence. But there you go.
Yep.
I remember bunking. You know the 2-for-1 thing through the turnstiles. Remember doing that many times. One click of the fucking turnstile, but 2 of us crammed in. Done that a lot.
Yeah.
They were good boys at it.
I'm going to leave you boys and girls with a little video, and I'll chat to you afterwards, Kieran. And see you all. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for your comments. And come on, you Irons.
Thanks, guys. All the best.